Book 172. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Morning Motivation with Matthew Daniels, and today I'm going to tell you guys about the sweetest fruit in the world. That's right, the sweetest fruit in the world. But what is Matthew Daniels talking about? A long time ago, in a land called Edwarnia, there lived a man who had the largest apple orchard which ever existed. This man, who was one of my ancestors no less, had a reputation for having the sweetest tasting apples in all the land. People would come from miles around to purchase his apples, and the fame of them spread far and wide. One day, when harvest time was upon him, the man went out into his field and plucked the first apple of the season from the tree. As was his routine, he wanted to be the first to taste his product before it was available for purchase. When the man bit into the bright red fruit, the juices from it cascaded his mouth. "Ugh!" the man groaned as he choked on the juice and dropped the apple to the ground. He then spit the fruit out of his mouth in disgust. "This is horrible," he exclaimed in shock. The apple tasted disgusting. Indeed, it was the worst tasting apple he had ever grown. The man grabbed another apple and took a bite, and this new apple was just as disgusting. Shocked, he went from tree to tree, tasting the apples, and every one he tasted was worse than the first. He soon realized that all of his apples tasted bad, and he wondered what he would do. If his apples did not sell at the market, he would lose much money, and his business would collapse. The man then went to his friends and told them of his dilemma, and he asked for their advice. His wisest and most shrewd friend said that he would help him sell the disgusting apples, but he must pay him half of what he earned. The man agreed and hired his friend to help him. The wise man gathered up the apples and took them straightway to the market and placed them on sale. The man nervously watched as the first customers approached and made their purchase. To his surprise, the first customer said the apples were the sweetest fruit in all the world, and he bought 10 more. The next customer said the same thing and bought 20 more apples. Customer after customer approached the table and proclaimed that the apples were the sweetest fruit in the world. As usual, many men and women began buying the apples, and all of them, without fail, said they were the sweetest fruits in the world. In no time, all of the apples were sold, and everyone was saying how good they were. "How did you make the apples taste good?" the man asked his wise friend. Smiling, the wise friend said, "I did not make the apples taste good. I paid the first 10 customers to lie and say that they tasted good. Most people will convince themselves of a thing that is false if they think that others already believe that false thing to be true." And so, the morning motivation of today is the sweetest fruit in the world. The best way to convince people of something is not to try to convince them of it. Rather, convince them that other people are already convinced of it, and then they will convince themselves. Today, I want to teach you how not to be manipulated. Many people will lie to you and say that something is good when it is not, and they will get others to lie and say that that thing is good. This is because most people will believe a thing if they believe other people already believe it. There are those who present evil to you, and they make you think that everyone loves this evil thing, when in fact, no one actually loves the evil. However, if you want to belong so badly, you will convince yourself to love the evil simply because you want to fit in. Do not be manipulated today, and regardless of what you think other people like and enjoy, if you know it to be evil and unproductive, do not force yourself to like it as well. Trust your own senses and trust your own inner voice. And if in your heart you know it is wrong, avoid it. Today, avoid wickedness and strive to do that which is good. And remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are wonderful, and you are great. And you are going to change the world. I just hope I'm still alive to see it, family. I'm out. Good morning.